YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have finally have the review of the Master Grade Jegan. Now this specific Jegan is the Jegan that we saw in Char's counterattack. A lot of people were confused. Those who aren't really familiar with the Jegan variant or the mobile suit itself, a lot of people were confusing this with this and the Unicorn version. The versions we saw in Unicorn are the Stark Jegans, the Prototype Jegan, Prototype Stark Jegan, and then the Jegan D-Type. I mean, they do look similar, but there are some differences between the two, and I'm expecting at least the D-Type to become a premium Bandai kit, which I will grab it as much as possible. Anyway, let's get on to the review. Now, sorry for the week delay. Even though I do say sorry, it's not something I can control because there were, due to the events that was happening in Japan, Korea got a week delay on getting this. So I'm pretty sure there's like other reviews already. So hopefully my review will help you out for those who are still like really into looking into this kit. Alright, now let's get on to the review. First of all, we're gonna go with my typical way. First of all, what you get, of course, is the Master Grade Jegan itself. You get its unique beam rifle. You get its shield. You get one beam saber hilt as usual, and you get two beam saber effect parts. However, you will be only using one, so I'm gonna put this one away. Alright, other than those, I almost messed that up. Other than those, what else you get are these stuff. Number one, let's get the usual out, the action-based connector, some leftover parts, I believe the same leftover hand parts from the, I believe these are from other Master Grade gyms, like the Gym Sniper 2, I believe. And then we get the interchangeable fingers. I freaking love these fingers. I mean, I'm not saying the articulated fingers are bad, but they're kind of hard to manage time to time. These, I really don't mind. Now what you get is pretty much the same as the Master Grade Gym Dominance. You get two open fingers, you get two fists, which I'm currently using one. You get, you get two fists, and you get the multi-purpose hand for left and right for the beam saber. And then you get these, which I have no idea what they are. These are like semi-trigger fingers. I tried putting it on the beam rifle you get. You can put the finger in, but you cannot put, it does not fit in the peg. So you can get the finger in, but it's not enough like space for the peg to actually go connect in the beam rifle. So I don't know, maybe this is supposed to be a leftover piece, or this is just one of those finger effects. But yeah, so my guess is that these are either leftover pieces or maybe a intended something more in intention, like telling us that we're gonna get a more premium Bandai variant, and the variants will be using these fingers on certain weapons. Who knows? But for now, I'm not gonna use these, so I'm gonna put them away. And yeah. And other than that, you get sticker decals, which I don't really mind. I don't really mind getting sticker decals or dry transfers. The only things I hate are water slides. Don't ask me why. Once again, you get a lot of basic stuff. You get the Londo Bell symbols, you get the EFSF, you get the numbers. Finally, you get a good set of numbers, and a Mono Eye sticker, and the EFSF in words, of course. As typical, as usual, I use my initial 426 on mine. Just for now, I might add on a little bit more, just to make mine unique to me. But for now, let's get on to the kit itself. Now, once again, I'm just gonna say this kit does not have any polycaps. I repeat, this kit does not have any polycaps like the Master Grade F91 2.0 or the 1.0, which I was not expecting. I did not know they would use that technology on this. I mean, Bandai has been experimenting on getting rid of polycaps, because polycaps made out of rubber, they don't last forever. At a certain point, they're gonna like rip apart or basically get damaged. So they have been experimenting on making kits without polycaps, and I think they did improve a lot, to the point where they can actually apply onto a mass production mobile suit. That is extremely good. Okay, enough me yabbering, because I'm so happy. A lot of people were asking for a Master Grade Jegan. I knew it was going to happen, just a matter of time, and it finally happened. Now, for me, the only painful thing is that I'm going to have to get every Korean Bandai variant, because those who know me, I reviewed more than 10 HCUC Jegans. Variants, of course. So yeah. Okay, the head is very basic. Usually I'm going to compare with the high grade a lot. The high grade version, now On my camera, it looks like gray, but this is actually a different tone of green, so a more darker tone of green. So yeah, even this. So the part that you see sort of gray, these are actually more greenish than you think. So keep that in mind. And usually, the HD version will give you a really dark gray piece for these, but oh well. And then inside the head, you have this blue camera on the forehead, which usually would be a sticker on the HDUC version. And the chin, well, red, that was actually also pretty well done in the HDUC version. The visor, typical blue, and inside there's actually another camera sensor, which you can put a sticker on it. But even though you put it on or not, it's not gonna make a big difference because it's one of those sticker decals, not the typical or our usual. Sorry about that. Our usual shiny, glossy, metallic sticker sort of thing. So that's that. But anyway, the build is very basic, yet the build is pretty basic, but you can, while you're building it, you can tell like how good the quality is on this kit. So the head can go down that much, up that much, and then can rotate, cannot rotate 360 because, I mean, it can, but the backpack is blocking it, so keep that in mind. Also, expect a lot of variance, and the way how they build the head, we can totally see that we're gonna get a lot of different pieces for the head part, because there are some Jegans that have the Vulcan pod on the other side, or have different shapes to them as well. And there's like I believe there are Jegans that has a slightly different forehead, but I could be wrong on that part. So we saw the head. Now let's look at the body. You know, I am really happy that this is out. I mean, I love Jegans, and yeah. The body has pretty good articulation. It can go. It has basically an ab crunch. It can go forward that much, back that much, which isn't that really noticeable, and can do, well, can't do a 360. Oops, sorry about that. Can't do a 360 like the high grade because of the backpack blocking it. Then again, I don't think it's really necessary for a kit to do a 360. And then let's, before I go on to the arms, I want to point this out. This red section is the cockpit. You can open it up really easily. You can see the pilot, random pilot A. And the chest part, these pieces on the chest, these vents, these parts are separate pieces. This pretty much tells us that we're gonna get more premium Bandai variants, because there are Jegans that has different chest vents, so we're definitely guaranteed to get at least one or two maximum. Well, I mean minimum, yeah, minimum. So that's that. Now let's look at the arms. The arms. Now I was wondering how they're going to do the shoulders, and I'm really glad they did color separations on these areas, because on the high grade these would be just, you know, the same mint green, just, you know, engraved in. But they actually used separate yellow pieces. Now, in some games, these were like more lemon yellow, but these guys decided to go with cheese cheddar yellow. Yeah, I wasn't the best student in art class, so I won't be using expert terms in terms of colors. So the arm can bend, has a double jointed bend, very nice. The arms can go 90 degrees or way higher than you think. And the arm and shoulder are separate, so the shoulders aren't actually connected to the main arm, which is actually another good thing, because this is pretty much going to tell us when we get a variant, they just need to change the shoulders only instead of like changing like the connections inside. So the shoulders are separate pieces from the actual arm itself, and then because of being on a peg, 360 is no problem at all. And you have your typical 360 twist and your ball jointed hand and your articulated thumb with a little bit of extra articulation on the thumb. So that's that. Let's see, we did the arm. Let's look at the backpack. The backpack, pretty basic. The way how you connect is pretty similar to the high grade. You got this gigantic peg and hole system going on the back. You just connect them. Once again, these parts were pretty limited on the high grade. Now this thing is connected on a ball joint, so you can pretty much move it as much as you want. And once again, separate yellow color pieces. Really nice. And once again, with this, they can just change the backpack, because there are some backpacks that don't have this shape on it, on certain variants. Okay, now let's look at the waist. Another thing why I love the Jegan is that they don't have any front skirt or back skirt armor, because at a certain point when you're building master grades, for me, I really hate building those parts. They're pretty flimsy. You're always worried that you're gonna break something on it. So yeah. The yellow V-fin is actually a separate piece, so no need to worry. Same cheddar cheese yellow. The side skirt armor, which contains some weapons, these missile pod launchers, these are not separate pieces. These are 3 pieces connected to one, like the Jest, I believe. So you can close that on, and it can go up that much. On the other side, we have the beam saber. Now, those who see my HG review always saw me struggle to get the beam saber out. Now I don't need to worry because this part actually moves, so I don't need the needle anymore. I am extremely happy. And then also can move to the top like that. And we got this interesting system right over here. I'm not sure what you call these, like a hinge system, but you can basically move the legs, the entire side, forward and backward like that. So you can put it in any position you want. And similar to the structure is kind of similar to the high grade. There is a side swivel here. I'm just gonna say there is a side swivel inside, but even like the high grades, the armor does cover up the side swivel to a certain point. So you're kind of limited, but it still moves a really good amount, just enough for you to do anything. I mean, you're not gonna like twist the entire leg 180 degrees. So yeah, and then yeah, these are actually pegs, so don't worry about that. And then you can move the legs forward 90 degrees, and then have a double jointed bend, separate vents. Now, some of you pointed me out on my some of my HGUC Jegan reviews that I basically made the legs up the other way around, because there were some Jegans after checking, there were some Jegans that had these vents on the inside. These vents have to be outside, so be careful on that, because sometimes when you rush building, you forget some of those small details on it. And the feet are typical ball joint type of feet. Well, not exactly ball joint. There's a peg on here, there's another peg here, which is in the shape of an L, which can move around, so it's not exactly a ball joint, so more of a peg leg or peg feet. The feet are pretty good. The back section actually doesn't move that much, but the front toe section moves around, and you got that extra yellow piece that's shown inside. So once again, very nice detail going on there. Of course, because of that hinge system, it might get tricky to get on the exact correct balance, but that's not a big deal. And once again, like the Jegan's thrusters, and this time instead of having a full-fledged gray thruster, they actually put separate yellow pieces inside there. So that's actually another nice detail I am really thankful for. And yeah, I think that's it for the basic articulation. Once again, there are some Jegans that has 2 of these, which is from, I believe, the F91 series. Okay, now let's look at its equipment. Now, first of all, I'm just going to go with the easy ones. Let's go with the shield. The shield, one of the best shields I ever seen. One of my favorite shields, actually, because it looks efficient and it has missiles. Of course, I'm not sure what would happen if someone shot the missiles while, I guess you lose the shield. But the connection is pretty interesting. You have this part, which you have a peg right here. So there's no connection on the side. You only have the connection on the back. For each arm, so you have these holes, you got the pegs, you know what to do. It's not rocket science. So you can connect the shield, and because of that, it doesn't really feel awkward. Sometimes having an extra piece connect here, it shows a lot, and sometimes it feels unnatural or awkward. But this one, it's just the right amount. I absolutely love the shield. The red pieces are separate pieces, so yeah. Okay, we've seen that. Now let's look at the beam rifle that sort of fell off for some reason. The beam rifle. The most typical and iconic beam rifle for the Jegans. I absolutely love these. Of course, there's another version of the rifle that I love more than this, but anyway, another detail is that you can detach the ammo clip. Actually, a very long ammo clip, which I wasn't actually expecting, but yeah. Once again, the reason why I mentioned that this is not the D-type is that for some reason, some people were expecting for this Jegan to come with a bazooka. And that's not the case. If you've seen the Shard's counterattack, you don't really see the Jegans using a bazooka. Those are the Jegan D-types from the Unicorn series, I believe. And if you even bought the HGUC version of the Premium Bandai, that actually has a bazooka, while the normal Jegan actually never had a bazooka at the first place. So keep that in mind. I know those who are just getting into Gundam or Gunpla, they have a hard time getting the variants correct, but yeah. Anyway, same way you connect, and not flimsy at all. Now finally is the beam, oh boy. Yeah, one issue I'm having is just with the left hand is that this part keeps falling off, or detaching. I'm not sure which is the correct term, but yeah, that's the only issue I'm having. I'm not having that with the other hand, so I might have like built something wrong or positioned something wrong. But finally is the beam saber, and I was pretty surprised on how strong the beam saber connects, because I'm gonna pull this out, and there we go. The beam saber, you can actually attach it right here, and you can, it's a perfect fit. So you need to, like, how should I, you have to push it into the hand. It's like a perfect fit, so you don't need to worry about it like falling off or shaking off at all. It's a very it's a very firm connection, and the beam saber actually fits in very well, because the HGUC version, I don't know, they had fitting issues to the point that you have to jam it in or cut off a little bit of the tip. And once again, you have the beam saber, doesn't fall off. So yeah. Anyway, that was pretty much it for the Master Grade Jegan review. A lot of you guys were waiting for one. This is what we got, and it is fantastic. Anybody who loves collecting Jims, Jegans, or any mass production type mobile suit, you have to get this. I mean, the moment you open the box, it will give you a smile, because there you will see a lot of pieces, parts familiar to you, and yeah, I couldn't ask even something more better than this. I mean, I am just totally satisfied. I pretty much give this a 5-star out of a 5-star rating. Once again, for size ratio, the Jegans are actually a little bit bigger than the early Universal Century mobile suit, so keep that in mind. Here's the Jim Dominance, which is technically based on the Jim Sniper 2, so you can get a basic idea of like how the size difference is. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Master Grade Jegan. There's no cons on this, so go get one. Until next time, until then, see you guys next time!